You're listening Emese Mohai broadcast interview series from Los Angeles. This interview was sponsored by N365 Fit Fashion Yoga Clothing, American-Hungarian Journal, and Cine Symposium online bookstore. My guests today, Sonja-Sophie Loeffler, who is a certified nutrition coach, personal trainer, and lifestyle coach based in Los Angeles, California. Hey Sonja.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, a lot of questions here. What is the best way to stay healthy during the holiday season?
That's
Do you have any?
a loaded question. Okay? Because a lot of people are wondering how to stay healthy, period. And during the holiday season, that becomes even more difficult because we have more family gatherings, there is more food, more candy, more sugar available and all around us and being sold to us and being given to us than usual. And this particular holiday season, the Christmas and Thanksgiving season, we're in winter, so also the weather is changing and not necessarily good for our body because we will have less hours of daylight. And with all that, then comes the preparation of festivities and figuring out what gifts am I going to give and buy, all those things. So all these things are making staying healthy during the holiday season harder than, during any other season. So with that means we really have to take some extra measures. Okay, so what are these extra measures? They are, number one, take care of yourself first. And that's number one for everything. Anytime you want to change anything in your life, in your health, in your career, in your relationships, you have to take care of yourself first. What does that mean? That means when you are tired, you must go to sleep. When you are thirsty, you must drink the right things and you must eat the right foods. So being thirsty, we need to be hydrated. We need to stay hydrated. Even during the wintertime when it's cooler and darker outside, we tend to forget to drink water. So I'm not talking about coffee and even tea, things like that. They don't really count when we're looking at how much water have I been drinking. So if you've been drinking coffee all day, the caffeine is definitely dehydrating you.
That's very interesting.
Yes. So for every cup of coffee that you are drinking, you would have to drink 2 8-ounce glasses of water to make up for the water loss and to stay hydrated properly, right? And what do we tend to drink during the winter season? More of the hot and, caffeine-rich type drinks. Or I, like to drink during the holiday season chocolate milk. I use almond milk, but with cocoa powder, which also has caffeine in it. And then once in a while, I might put a little amaretto in it, and I only do that during Christmas season. I don't know why, but so we have to remind ourselves, wow, these things, and if you're getting the pumpkin spice lattes and those types of things, that is not something to drink. That is a candy. It's a liquid candy.
To your body.
To your body, exactly. So drinking more means drink more plain water or herbal tea. That's one tip. And that's something that's fairly easy to do. Everybody can do that. The next thing that I mentioned is the food, right? So there are so many more opportunities to eat, even worse than in any other time during the year. So when you are at home and when you are preparing your own meals or when you're making your breakfast or your dinner or you're taking lunch to work, whatever that is, make sure that you are extra healthy and lean when you do that, so that you are leaving yourself from the get-go some room for when there is a celebration, when there are other people around and you are eating together. So that's one way. So instead of your regular breakfast, maybe try a protein shake for breakfast during the holiday season, so that when you get to the office and someone is insisting on handing you cookies in the office, you can have a cookie or two and you haven't already had pancakes and yogurt and orange juice and all those carbohydrate-rich things for breakfast, and you've given your body a better start. And then in the evening, if you've been to a big luncheon, or in the afternoon you've been to a Christmas celebration with your co-workers or friends or whoever, and you've eaten a lot for dinner, this is a favorite recipe of mine right now. I've been actually having that last night, and last week I had it on 3 days, is a miso soup with a broccoli that you steam. So you steam broccoli, you heat up some miso soup, you put both of them together in the NutriBullet, and you blend them, and that's it. And you basically drink that for dinner, and that's a sufficient dinner, especially if you have eaten a bunch of things in the afternoon. Cookies, muffins, cake, whatever, and then had your liquid candies, all of that. Your body will benefit so much from the fiber, everything, all the phytochemicals that are in the broccoli, and the plain soup, which is good for your digestive flora in your digestive system. So those few things, let's say starting your day with a protein shake, a good one, and then ending your day with a soup that has just a little bit of broccoli in it or a little bit of shiitake mushroom in it, gives you a little bit more free space for when those things come up during the day that you're eating more, and helps you kind of keep a little bit in balance. And even doing just those two things, drinking more water and giving yourself that leeway, being more aware of what you're eating when you're eating by yourself during that time, will help you stay healthier during the holiday season, because those two things then affect a whole lot of other negative things that can happen to you during the holiday season, like getting the flu and so on and so forth.
How can we keep our stress level in check?
Good question again. So you're already helping to keep your stress level in check by drinking more water and eating healthier foods, because you're having less stress on your body. And stress is something that comes from the inside. How does it come from the inside? Well, because it's the hormones that are being released inside your body that are making you feel stressed. We think usually stress comes only from the outside, but when we are properly fed and well hydrated, we don't perceive the things that are coming from the outside that stressful anymore. That we can actually increase our capacity to handle stress. So that's one. Number two is, don't say yes to everything. If you don't have time, because remember, you need to take care of yourself first. So if you want to really spend the afternoon or Friday evening at home by yourself or just with your family, and people are inviting you to come to this function and that function and this function, that function, and you really feel like, I feel like I need to have this evening at home, say no. Thank you for the invitation. Because here's the thing, we're getting all these invitations and we think that, oh my gosh, I can't say no to this person, I can't say no to that person. Here's the thing, they are also most likely getting a whole bunch of invitations, and they also need to choose what they do with their time. And they can't be in every place all the time, and also they might feel like staying home sometime. So by saying no,
you teach them.
Exactly. You're also giving them permission to take care of themselves first.
Very interesting.
Okay, so that's the other. And then the third thing, when it comes to trying to decide, for instance, about presents, there could be a financial stress. So we feel like we need to have buy presents for everyone, and therefore we have to go spend money, and that is a lot of stress. And guess what? The answer is the same to the previous. Just say no. By you toning down how many presents you are buying, you are also allowing other people to do the same thing.
That's the lesson.
That's the lesson. So you're teaching them again that it is okay to do something that is good for you. Because it would be good for me to not go into $2,000 credit card debt over the holiday season. That would be good for me. That would be taking care of myself first. So can we have holiday parties without presents? Can we say no presents, please? Because your presence at my place or at my party, or even your wonderful Christmas card that says, hey, my friend, I love you, I think about you, I wish you the best holiday season ever, that actually has a meaning.
Exactly.
And so much more meaning than other presents. I personally am not looking for anyone to give me presents. Most of the time, the things that are being given really they're not necessarily what the other person needs anyway. So then we have a whole bunch of clutter, and that's why there's a whole industry designed to, after the holidays, for everybody to go and exchange things. I mean, why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we doing this to ourselves? To add stress.
For no reason.
Exactly. For no reason. So let's get conscious about what we do and realize that if we really look into, what would be the best thing for me, for myself? Not as in taking things from others, but how can I take care of myself? Because when I do that and I allow myself to take care of myself, I am showing and demonstrating in the most loving way to other people how they can do that for themselves. And now we can have a completely different relationship, we can have a completely different party, and we can have a so much more relaxed, beautiful, and memorable holiday season.
Not being materialistic.
Exactly. So January 1st rolls around, we're not like, oh my god, now I have to work the whole year to pay off this credit card debt. So those three things are the main things, I think, that during the holiday season are super important if you wanted to reduce your stress.
The seasonal depression.
Now, the seasonal depression actually is caused by the lack of daylight. So that's on top of everything. So when we are already in a season that is stressful from society because we put all these holidays there, at the same time also there's less sunshine. So the body was designed to absorb sunlight and produce vitamin D. And that's why people who are living in these countries like Italy, Spain, maybe California, usually they have less depression. The depression rates are lower because they naturally get more sunshine. Now, in California, that might not be true because everybody is sitting in their office all day, okay? Yes. But if you're looking at those, right? Or in the freeway, in the car, exactly. But those countries where they are still taking a siesta, like, they take off from 1 to 4 and then they just hang out. And then, so they hang out while there's most sunshine with the family, having, their thing. And so that helps us function better on a nutritional level and on a cellular level. So we don't have that during wintertime. How can we help with that? On your lunch break, make sure you go outside. Even if it's cloudy outside, there's a little bit of sunshine is coming through, right? So when you already know that you're leaving in the morning and it's dark already, and you're coming home at night and it's dark again, during lunchtime, go outside. Go outside, really. And on the weekend or on your days off, depending on what kind of a work schedule you have, you might be working nights or whatever it is, but make sure that you really pay attention to spending half an hour to an hour every day outside with as little as possible clothes on. Now, if you're somewhere where it's really, really cold, you can't take your jacket off. If you are somewhere where, warm enough during the middle of the day to take your jacket off and walk around short sleeve for just 20 minutes even, so that the sun can actually hit your skin. So you want to increase the space that the sun is hitting, so your face is not enough. Then, therefore, there is more vitamin D produced on your skin, and also it's just, you notice it. You go outside, you see the sun. Sun is also absorbed through the eyes. So take the sunglasses off. Don't look into the sun, but have that sun come in, have rays coming in through your eyes as well. It just makes you feel happier, right?
Yes, we are protecting our eyes on sunglasses.
Too often and too much. Yeah. So in the wintertime, UV radiation is usually, it's not that high, it's not that much of a problem. So, for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just have the sunglasses off. Don't stare into the sun in the middle of the day. That's not good. But just absorb some of that daylight, because there are receptors there that notice what type of light there is. And they release other hormones that tell you whether to wake up or go to sleep. Which is also why an hour before you go to sleep, you should not look into the computer screen. Okay? Because that light tells your eyes it's daytime. So it keeps you up. It makes falling asleep harder. And then last thing on that, get a vitamin D supplement, and a good one, and a fish oil supplement. So between the two of them, and make sure you have calcium. So calcium, vitamin D, magnesium, and fish oil. Those 4 keep your body at a state where you will have less impact of this seasonal depression, and then you can handle all those societal stresses.
Now, let's go back to the subject of scaling down presents for family members and focus more on the real joy and the real meaning of the holiday season.
Everything is available to us all the time. So it's like being an addict, addicted to medication or nicotine or whatever, and I have to have more and more and more to feel even an effect. That's not our true nature, and that doesn't make us happy. So scaling down and giving everybody room to breathe and to be and to live and just be together listening to Christmas music or doing those types of things. That is such a gift, because who has quiet time nowadays? Who plays board games anymore?
Yes.
So that's something that we do, and I have always thought of myself almost as a really bad mother, but not really, because literally last year, the day before Christmas, I went and I bought Johnny's Christmas present, so he gets
Your son?
my son. So he gets 1 or 2 presents, and I bought him books, and then he got some Legos that my brother had gotten for him so that was his uncle, and that was it. He got 2 books and a Lego set, and he, not being used to being spoiled with a bunch of presents, didn't feel like he didn't get enough or this or that. Right?
But he's getting a healthy and well-balanced mom.
Exactly, number one.
Because we're not...
That, and we have a great relationship that is based on respect and true just love for each other, knowing that love is not connected to the material things that we have. And that frees him as well. It frees him from having that idea for himself that stuff makes you happy, because that is what we're teaching, again, our children. If we keep giving them stuff, we are teaching them more stuff, more happiness. More nicotine, more happiness does not work. It makes you less happy, because it puts that stress on you that we were talking about. So we're perpetuating that negative cycle if we continue to stay in it ourselves. If we say, I can see through this, I'm going to stop this cycle, now we're helping everyone else stop the cycle.
So we must stop. That's the message for the future generation.
Yes, we must stop, and not the future generation, you and I, and everyone listening. Do yourself that favor, right? Do yourself that favor and try it out. Try out if it works for you, and then let me know what your results are, because my results have been awesome with this.
Yes. You have a website?
I do have a website. It's www.sonja-sophie.com, and I'll spell Sonja-Sophie, that's my name, Sonjasophie. And you can go check it out and listen to some of my podcasts where I'm talking with a couple of friends of mine who are also healers, nutrition, and a Kundalini yoga teacher. We talk a lot about meditation and yoga and all the benefits of that. And maybe you want to add some meditation or yoga during the holiday season.
Highly recommend. Sophie is the best in the world and in the area.
Thank you. And so I really do hope that you are taking this to heart and trying out some of these tips, if not all of them, and you will notice that you can stay sane during the holiday season, and healthy and happy.
Cheers!
Yay!